Okay, tell me about your dog.
About my dog? Oh, jeez. Well,
Your Pomeranian, your brand new puppy, your brand new daddy.
I don't know much about her myself. I got her last night at about 11 o'clock, so she's literally, she looks like a big gerbil. She doesn't even look like a dog. But I guess we had the guy at Ralph's told us the wrong thing, and we got her the wrong food, and she was sick this morning, so I'm a little nervous. I was going to try and get back earlier today to make sure I got her the right stuff, but she's going to get taken with her to the pet place to make sure we get the right stuff. So.
Take off your sunglasses for a moment.
Yeah, they're like the see-through kind. That's the only reason I wear them indoors. But, yeah.
Okay, so are you excited about your interview today?
Yeah, no, it's great. I've never done this show before, so I think anytime you do something for the first time, and anytime you're talking about your work, it's definitely a thrill, because just the fact that people even care to learn about it is a thrill, really. I love what I do, and the fact that people are fans of it are very.
Okay, so you have this is sort of like the interview before the interview on the radio, 89.7 FM with Jeffrey Henderson. Anyway, you have 3 projects in the fire right now?
Yeah, there's lots in the works. I guess technically everything has to do with money right now, and everyone just kind of finalizing, and everything going to escrow at the right time and whatnot. It's everything comes down to financing that everyone in this industry knows. So there's literally, I think, five features that I'm 3 of which I'm legally locked into, and 2 that are like verbal handshakes. So one of which is actually taking place in Iraq, which is pretty intense. So.
Yeah, one thing as soon as you mentioned that you had been there for 3 weeks, I immediately jumped to what the plot would be. Are you an American soldier?
Yes. It's one of the most interesting scripts I've ever seen. It's based around the life of a young guy who, throughout his whole upbringing from the age of 5 on, he has a military father who's just very abusive, very physically abusive, and he gets to a point in life where he doesn't want to live anymore, but he's in what I call limbo. He doesn't want to live anymore, but he doesn't want to kill himself. So he's kind of caught in, what do I do? And he ends up coming up with this ingenious idea where he thinks, if I enlist and go overseas into the war, I'll die for sure, and I'll just be free of all this agony and this torture. So he goes through all the training and whatnot, and it finds out, just through all this years of abuse and just physical abuse by the father, that it's created such a almost like a killing machine inside this guy. So he becomes like the elite of the elite, and he ends up just wanting to go to the front line, and he goes through a psych evaluation, and last minute one of the generals pulls him in and basically says, there's been some problems with one of your evaluations, and they don't allow him to go to the front line of this war. They give him guard duty in this really small Kurdish village where they're rebuilding this local church where nothing will ever happen. So the irony of the plot is, here you have all these young soldiers being shoveled off to war, and they're scared spitless, they don't want to die, and they're being pushed to the front line, yet this one guy who just wants to perish is the one guy they won't allow to go to the front line. And he ends up meeting this Kurdish girl who's basically the other half of the story, and we follow her life. And her family was bombed in a bus when she was only 6, and they kind of come together. She's working while they're rebuilding this local mosque or church or whatever it is. They kind of get to know each other and basically learn the other half of life from a different society, and kind of teach each other that there's more to life and there's something to live for. And it's just a really interesting story. I mean, the way I viewed it, and I've talked to the writer and the director about it, and it's very much like a Hurt Locker meets The Notebook.
Like what?
Like a Hurt Locker meets The Notebook. So it'll be very. It's very exciting for me. I was already there for 3 weeks, and it was a big deal.
It sounds intense.
Very, very intense.
Have you done any filming?
Not so far. We were basically over there to, we were invited by the Iraqi government. Basically just kind of treated like kings throughout the city that we were staying in, and just showing us like how appreciative they are and how much they're behind it and how much they want the story to happen and whatnot, and just getting our locations down. They actually gave us a place called the Citadel, and the Citadel is like one of the biggest pieces of history in that part of the world. It's approximately 6,000 years old. I mean, this thing was built to keep Genghis Khan out, and you know, very few people are even allowed to go there today, and they gave it to us as our location. I mean, there's no set deck to do. It's a war-ridden area of like 6,000 years. It's just the most phenomenal thing. And they did about a 10-minute documentary about it, which is online and whatnot. So, yeah.
So you're really looking forward to that then?
Absolutely. I mean, the storyline alone, the character has so much depth to it. It's, I truly believe that if done right and with the focus we have now and the vision that everyone has right now, it's an award film.
Who wrote it?
His name's Rudy Luna. Rudy Luna wrote it, and he's going to direct it as well.
Okay. So where do you fit in there? Are you the star?
That's right. Yeah. I was. It was funny. I went to a film festival in Idlewild, California, as kind of their guest celebrity or whatever you want to call it. And I brought them. I went through some hoops and I talked to Happy Madison, who are amazing with everything they do. And they agreed. Them and Anchor Bay. Anchor Bay is also an amazing company. Ryan Hicks, he helped me out a lot getting it together so I could bring a film that I did with Happy Madison to this festival. And in this festival, the director happened to watch the film and was like, you know, that's my guy. And he caught me in the foyer afterward, and we talked a little bit, and then met up a few times, and that was that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
This is Free Will Publicity talking to Josh Emerson.